I'm sure everybody has intuition, and I guess you have to go with that gut feeling. And this is what I believe personally. There are some things like about clothes or purchases that I've made where it was like something just felt right about it, and I do not regret the decision that I've made till this day. Maybe you have to add some of that in there. Is that gut feeling where it's like, okay, I've done the work, I've done the research, and I'm sure that this is the answer. Um, but
Three little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Maybe sometimes we've got it wrong, but it's alright. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
hi, guys, and welcome back to The Search. It is D. Narelle, and with the last series of videos, you guys saw that I was kind of in the same outfit because I was bulk recording. Whenever you see me in the same outfit, it'll be because of that. Um, During the week or several weeks, I'll come up with a bunch of ideas and write them down, and then just choose a day to record the things that were going through my mind when I wrote them down. So it's not that I'm being not genuine or anything like that. It's just I create these lists of things and then just shoot several topics that I've been thinking about for a while, and I talk on them. And then with these sit down videos, unless it's more of a venti video, which I haven't really felt the need to vent, because the sun has been out longer, that vitamin D, my emotions have been greater, and I've been sticking to working out on a regular basis, which also helps me feel a little bit happier and stuff and be able to deal with the negative a little better. So I don't really have super long videos when I sit down and talk to you guys, just little topics that I wanted to get on here and more so just talk out loud and speak about something that sometimes it's just good to say it out loud. And then also, of course, main point of this video is to let folks know that you're not alone with certain things that we be going through. With that being said, um, this video's topic was the question that I had for my therapist one of the times that I saw her, which was how to know if you have found what you've actually wanted to do. Like, how do you make that decision that this is it? I know that I found it. And it was a little unfortunate, and I do admit it did make me sad. She didn't have an answer for me. And in my mind, I was kind of like, wait a minute. This is what I pay you for. You are supposed to let me know that I'm there. You are supposed to, like, when I say, okay, this is what I want when I've made the decision, you're supposed to be like, yep, I knew you would get there, and we're there. And she didn't really have an answer for me. Um, the more we talked and I thought on her saying that she didn't have an answer, it was like, okay, well, actually, it's not really her job to tell me if that's. It's her job to help me feel more confident in the decisions that I'm making. Like, I've changed my major 3 times. And the very first major was, as I've gotten older and had some realization, the very first major was because of the naysayers. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to stick to this and I'm going to show them wrong. And because it was something I had been saying I wanted to do for so long, I didn't really actually know if there was anything else that I wanted to do. So I just stuck with it. And then the second, which just for those of you who didn't know, my first major that I wanted to do was veterinary medicine. The second major I switched to was to be a dietitian. Now, that I changed to because I was like, okay, maybe this will be better for me because I made that decision around the time that I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I had to change a lot of the stuff that I was eating and try and understand a little bit more about how my body was functioning or what the heck was going on when I started showing symptoms. So I was like, okay, I have a personal connection to this. So maybe this major will be better for me. And also, um, onset diabetes, like as you get older, it does run in my family. I'm like, I can help myself and then I can help others manage their diabetes and prevent diabetes for some other people around my age. But that didn't work out. And I learned that those two majors being science majors, it was the sciences that just didn't work for me and didn't connect for me. Brain just doesn't work science. So let's give that up. So, third major was business. And I was like, well, I can do anything with business. So let's just go to business. Business is an acceptable major. Nobody will say anything to me. It is what it is. Let's get it done. It's boring. I took some classes, poured out of my mind, just doing the work so that I can get the freaking degree done. It wasn't anything that I enjoyed, and it wasn't good. And then it was that one family member at a funeral who saw me doing some homework when we were eating and stuff, and just made that comment about me trying to fit myself into one color spectrum when I might just be a full rainbow. That analogy, it just was like, okay, I need to take a break and figure out what the heck I wanted to do because I'm not happy, getting stressed out, and I'm just over this whole situation. And now that I've done the work and did a little bit more research and done like the Holland Code quiz that I've mentioned in some previous videos, where I found out that artistic is one of my highest things. And I actually found a notebook where I had did that code way before I even thought about doing career counseling. And artistic was my highest one. Um, but I didn't really look into it. So it's like, well, maybe that's the reason why sciences and business didn't work for me, because that crap's not interesting. You need a way to express yourself, and something that actually includes you having passion towards something, which is why stuff wasn't working out for you and you probably kept changing your major. And now finding things like potentially being a translator, which falls into me enjoying learning languages and learning about other cultures. That's probably why that seems so interesting to me. Or wanting to travel around the world and live freely. That's probably why it's so interesting to me, and it's something that I want to do because it more so falls closer to that artistic realm um, of things. Um, but with going back to my counselor, what she was suggesting was the informational interviews where you find somebody who's doing the thing that you may be interested in and doing that. And then in regards of like going back to school or the schooling that it would take for your career, going through and looking at the curriculum and the classes and what the classes entail to see if that would be something that you were interested in. And then once you do that research, personally for me, it's probably going to be a feeling thing. Um, some of the decisions that I make, not super, super, super important decisions, or at least there hasn't been a super, super important decision where it was more than just a feeling, but it was like if it's something that I am always thinking about, sometimes I have dreams about it, something that I'm always talking about, then it's going to feel like it is the right decision to be made. Now, with those other three majors, I didn't have feelings like that or thoughts like that. It was kind of like trying to be more practical and realistic, which nothing wrong with practicality and realism, but in my case, I think I need to go more with how I'm feeling. I guess intuition per se, go more with that. I need to listen to it more so that I'm in a better spot and I don't keep getting frustrated and stressed out and burned out with these situations and these majors. And honestly, the next major that I choose to finish my bachelor's degree, because that is something that I want to accomplish, I want it to be my last major. I'm so tired of going to school. I've been going to college since 2011. I'm over it. But with that being said, for anybody out there who has asked a question like me, how do you know when you have found your passion, the career that you want to do for the rest of your life? Unfortunately, there is not an answer to that. I guess you have to figure out, I'm sure everybody has intuition, and I guess you have to go with that gut feeling. And this is what I believe personally. There are some things like about clothes or purchases that I've made where it was like something just felt right about it, and I do not regret the decision that I've made till this day. Maybe you have to add some of that in there, is that gut feeling where it's like, okay, I've done the work, I've done the research, and I'm sure that this is the answer. Um, but with that being said, I do wish you luck and hope that you guys' journey is going as well as I feel that mine is. If you have any questions or would like to know more about some of the resources that I've used in previous, that I've shown in previous videos, or some of the resources just to that my counselor has given me that maybe I haven't shared in any videos, feel free to leave a comment. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Let's continue to figure out this life thing together and see you guys later. Bye.
Faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go.